Hi, I'm Tom.
Hey, Tom.
I'm a stay-at-home dad. Guys ask me all the time how they can be a stay-at-home dad. Like I've conned my wife into it and I can show them how. My instructional DVD's on sale back there. No, actually, I'm a stay-at-home dad because my wife's a lawyer, which supports me in the stay-at-home dad lifestyle to which I'm accustomed. It just comes out like that. But I gotta be honest with you, before I started watching my son, I stayed away from kids like Donald Trump stays away from hairstylists. And because that, the first day I watched my son, everything went wrong. There was crying, diarrhea, vomiting. That was just me. My son did fine. But I've been watching my son for over 3 years now, so I sort of consider myself a trophy husband. No? And I'm kind of a housewife's worst nightmare, a guy who knows what it is that they do while their husbands are away at work. I sit around the pool and drink martinis all day. It's kind of like life with the Rat Pack if Dean Martin had a little kid spit up on his tux instead of his own. I have a stay-at-home dad Rat Pack group of my own. We have an ex-Marine, former prison guard, and me, an ex-military intelligence officer. It was kind of weird for 3 guys like that to be a play group. Usually when 3 guys like that get together, a small country is invaded. But we sit around and discuss the virtues of cloth versus disposable. We gripe about how our wives don't communicate anymore. And then we spend their money on blended mochas. But we get to do a lot of cool things in a stay-at-home dad group. Like we went to a farm the other day, and my son got to ride on a tractor, which for guys his age, high to cool. For guys my age, high to dorkiness. But I don't know if they learn anything other than how to clean manure out of their tennis shoes with toothpicks, and then they taught me not to borrow a toothpick. But someone asked me this week if I get hit on a lot being a stay-at-home dad, and no. Housewives are not stupid. They know I'm just another unemployed guy. And I'm a guy that actually knows how housewives feel, and they even think I'm coasting. If the guy flips pancakes for a living, he's a cook. If he teaches someone how to read, he's a teacher. If he takes care of someone who's sick, he's a doctor. But if you do all that at home for free, you're a bum. Another guy asked me this week if I sit around and read internet porn all week long. Read. Only at nap time. No, actually I'm not into porn. Porn to me is kind of like watching someone on a cooking show whip up a souffle. I'd rather be the one whipping. One of my friends said he could never be a stay-at-home dad because of changing diapers, which I don't get. Changing diapers is the only thing I do right. And usually men love things that stink, right? So you know I'm in heaven. So my son's 3 years old, and 3 years old means that we're through with diapers, and we made it without him peeing in my mouth. Thank you. Although my son can't say a word yet because I've never opened my mouth to speak to him. But one thing that has been bothering me since becoming a stay-at-home dad is, I've changed all these diapers. How do antique Persian rugs get to be so expensive? I mean, those have to be filled with 100 years of pee. I've got one at home that's only 5 years old. I wouldn't pay $10 for it. And I found this enzyme stuff, though, at the grocery store that breaks down urine into its 3 parts. Kid's urine, which of course is water, yellow dye number 3, and McDonald's French fries. So I don't know if it actually pulls it out of the rug, the urine, or just makes it edible again. I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. But one thing that bums me out being a dad is all the kids' birthday parties we go to. I swear, we go to 4 or 5 kids' birthday parties every weekend. I didn't go to that many parties when I was in college, but I still wake up with my head in the toilet. And not from a hangover, but from the flu I catch off all those kids. And I'm sorry to say I actually do use the TV quite a bit as a babysitter, although I've worn out the mute button on my remote trying not to have family discussions on natural male enhancement. And while my son watched Barney the other day, I read on the internet that stay-at-home dads like to call themselves by the acronym SAHD, or SAD, which is uplifting. Because, I think more guys would like to stay at home and be with their kids and be sad. There are advantages to being a stay-at-home dad. For weeks at a stretch, I don't have to take a shower. My client laughs when I fart. And I can spank my boss. I love my son, but hanging out with a 3-year-old is kind of like walking around town holding hands with a midget wino. He sings real loud, drops his pants at inappropriate times, and then takes a dump in public. And don't ask me where I learned that. Well, I better get going, because I have a Mommy and Me group to go to tomorrow. And those women are vicious. If I don't have a coffee dinner